Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ellen Perlman, Senior Writer and Editor here at the Partnership for Public Service. Welcome to a special edition of our Sammies Summer Series. After we announced our finalists in May, we called on the public to vote for their favorite honoree, and the votes came pouring in. We got tens of thousands. Today, we're here to reveal the winners and talk to them about their public service. So without delaying any further, the 2024 Sammies People's Choice Award goes to Judy Chen and Jay Evans of USDA's Agricultural Research Service. The work that these two have done and continue to do has revolutionized the diagnosis and treatment of bee disease. They introduced cutting-edge technologies to detect virus pathogens, and they also developed novel medicines to enhance bee health and prevent colony collapse, an issue many of us have heard about and been concerned about over the years. So I'm excited for them to join us now. People's Choice winners, Judy Chen, Research Leader for the Agricultural Research Service at USDA, and Jay Evans, Lead Scientist, also at the Agricultural Research Service. Jay, Judy, thank you for joining us today, and congratulations. Now let's dive into your work. Could you both tell us a little bit more about your roles? Judy, let's start with you.
Thank you. I'm the research leader of the USDA Bearsville Bee Research Laboratory. Our primary focus is on the investigating honeybee pests and diseases. We develop a strategy for diagnosing and control those diseases to ensure a healthy and robust bee population. This work is critical for effective crop pollination and honey production, supporting both the beekeeping industry and the agricultural food production.
Great, thank you. Jay, tell us a little bit more about your role.
Sure, yeah, thanks. I'm a lead scientist with USDA, which means I get to spend a lot of time in the lab in the field working on honeybee health, and we're especially focused on bee diseases and trying to manage those for beekeepers and working with our beekeepers.
Great. So you two have worked together for more than 20 years. Take us back to the start of this work. Jay, was there a catalyst that drove you to become part of what we call the bee team?
There was, yeah. Well, I've been fascinated certainly by biology for a long time and by insects and social insects. And so the catalyst was to try to study a much revered insect, the honeybee, and understand its biology, but also work with beekeepers to make their lives easier and to help honeybees provide all the great services they provide. So they're fascinating creatures on their own, but they're also, of course, tied to us as humans and to the plants in the world.
How about you, Judy? Was there a particular catalyst that drove you to become part of the bee team?
Well, as Jess said, our collaboration began over 2 decades ago, driven by our shared passion for bee health. The catalyst for forming the bee team was a growing concern over the decline of honeybee population and the increasing threat from pests and diseases. We recognize the urgent need for comprehensive research and innovative solutions to address those challenges. This shared mission brought us together, and we have been working ever since to ensure the vitality and the sustainability of bee population for benefit of both nature and agriculture.
Judy, for those of us who may not be familiar, why are bees worth such careful attention and research? And you talked about it a little bit, but maybe you can elaborate why it's so important.
Okay, so bees are incredibly important for several reasons. First, bees play a critical role in pollinating many of the crops we rely on for food, contribute to about 1/3 of our food supply. Without bees, many vegetables, fruit, and nuts would become scarce and expensive. The pollination service provided by bees are valued at 18 billion annually in the US. Additionally, honeybee produce honey, bee wax, royal jelly, and other hemp products worth 150 million. Bee also support growth of a variety of plants and the tree which absorb carbon dioxide from air, a powerful tool in fighting against climate change, also provide a habitat and food for other animals, maintaining biodiversity and health ecosystem. Given this critical role, research and conservation efforts are essential to protect the bee population and by extension our food security and the environmental health.
It does sound important and something that we should all be behind. So,
Yeah.
Jay, what are you diagnosing in your bee patients?
Well, as focused on the bee health, we're working with their primary nurses or beekeepers, right? So beekeepers help manage honeybees healthy and alive, and they're very good at that. So as doctors for bees, we look at that picture. How are the beekeepers treating the bees? What's the environment like around them? And as Judy mentioned, our primary focus is on disease. So we can do kind of forensics for disease, looking at viruses, bacteria, mites, internal parasites. And like any other doctor or practitioner in that realm, our goal is first to avoid those stresses, and they can be by avoiding disease, also avoiding external stress like nutrition, if there's not enough plants around for the bees, or chemical stress, including pesticides. So we try to mitigate that to get the bees in a healthy environment. And then if unfortunately they do pick up a disease, we diagnose that disease and work with the beekeepers towards managing it. And a lot of that involves maybe improving nutrition or helping the bees help themselves. We know bees have an immune system, they can do their own thing. So we kind of first want to help the bees help themselves. And if that doesn't work, we have medicines that we're working on that can help them out as well. So the last resort is to treat those diseases and hope to get the bees out of a bad situation that way. But again, it's integrated with the beekeepers, the types of bees we use, and everything those bees face when they fly out for a couple miles from their hive. So we have to watch out kind of for everything they come across and all the healthy food they can bring in.
Thank you. You've actually led to my next question for Judy. Judy, I know that you call yourself a bee doctor. So how are you treating these issues that are coming up?
Okay, as bee doctor, we are treating bee diseases caused by various pathogens using several novel and environmentally safe approach. They include implementing treatment using natural products from plant. Those natural substances have antimicrobial effect and can help boost the honeybee's immune system and directly combat pathogen. We also targeted gene silence by using RNAi technology to silence specific gene in pathogen that infect bee. This method involves introducing double-stranded RNA into the bee, which triggers RNA pathway to degrade the RNA of the pathogen, effectively neutralize the pathogen without harming the bee. Also developing using small molecules that have potent antimicrobial property. Those molecules can be derived from various natural resources and are formulated to be safe for bee while effectively target the pathogen. Those innovative approaches are integrated into our overall bee health management strategy, ensure that we are not only address current disease challenges, but also safeguard the environment and the health of a bee population.
It's all kind of remarkable for those of us who are not experts and don't work with bees. Thank you for that. So you've both been sharing your findings with farmers and other researchers in the field. So Jay, how have they been responding, and what impact will this have across the nation?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Like all science, we interact with other researchers and extension uh, practitioners in the bee world to share results and to share ideas. We're happy to pick up ideas from others and test them on our bees, and of course share everything we're doing as public researchers. But it's especially fun to meet with beekeepers. They are so passionate about the bees. Often they're long-time family beekeeping operations, several generations even. And so just hearing their passions, but also their frustrations. So when we go to meetings, we first want to hear what's going on. If the bees are healthy this year, if they're meeting the demand for pollination, but also just hear their stories. They have a lot more experience working outside with the bees than any researcher. So we enjoy learning from them, and and sometimes being corrected by them if they've seen something that we haven't seen yet. So that human element is really unique, I think, for science. Maybe not for agricultural research, where everyone works with their stakeholders in some way. But I think it's been especially fun for those of us who came to this from a more basic research angle, to have such passionate people that we're working with to help their livelihoods and what they do.
Great, thank you. Just coincidentally, the building where the partnership works, we have a couple of bee boxes on our roof, so we can see. We hope they're healthy. We hope that they're taking your advice and keeping those bees healthy. So Judy, what's next for your research?
Okay, so next for our research, we plan to dive deeper into understanding the genetic and environmental factors such as climate change affecting bee health. We aim to develop more advanced diagnostic tool and sustainable management practice to combat emerging disease threat. Additionally, we will continue collaborating with beekeeper, farmer, policymaker, and other research to implement our funding on a broader scale, ultimately enhance bee conservation effort and ensure the stability of our ecosystem and the food supply.
That sounds great. Let's switch gears for a moment and talk about your public service as a whole. How did you both start working in government? Jay, let's start with you.
Sure. Yeah. Well, like I mentioned, I was working actually with ants, social behavior in ants, but not in a sort of agricultural sense or human health sense. And so it was really a lucky break. I was introduced to beekeeping after graduate school, and was fascinated that, one is a research organism. You could see so much in a beehive that you can't see underground in an ant colony. But very soon, kind of going to bee meetings and realizing that this is such a vibrant community. So I feel I lucked out both that the USDA took a chance on someone without a lot of bee experience, and then the fact that serving in a public agency, we really do feel like our work can have an impact in the short term and the long term. So I kind of embrace that, and also, yeah, I've had relatives in public service at county and state levels, and my mother, who was here with me, actually worked for the Park Service for many years, the National Park Service. So I had those models as well of how one can apply their talents to public service. But it was really just a lucky break in many ways to get a chance to work with USDA and learn more about what it meant to do applied research.
It does sound like a lucky break. Switching. I don't know whether to call them insects, but yeah. Switching from ants to bees. And yeah. Judy, how did you end up working in government?
Well, my journey into the public service began when I was a PhD student at Texas A&M University. I had the opportunity to collaborate with scientists from the USDA's Insect Pest Management Lab in College Station, Texas. The environment was dynamic, offering unique opportunity to work on projects that could benefit the community and create a positive impact on society, which I found extremely appealing. My dissertation focused on, like Jay, also focused on the really important fire ants, a social insect that ignited my passion for studying social insect. When a position at the USDA ARS Bellsville Bee Research Lab became available, it aligned perfectly with my academic background and my desire to contribute to public service. I applied for the role and was accepted. I have thoroughly enjoyed my work throughout my career. So the opportunity to collaborate with dedicated scientists, stakeholder, and customer make a tangible difference in honeybee disease management and environmental health, making my career both meaningful and rewarding.
Great. So, what has working in the federal government meant to you both? And what opportunities has it provided you in your career? Jay, you talked about that a little bit. But what has it meant to you to work in the federal government? Judy?
Okay, so working in the federal government has been incredibly meaningful to me. It has been giving me the opportunity to contribute to significant projects that directly impact public health and the environmental sustainability. I have had the chance to collaborate with the leading experts in the field, access cutting-edge research facility, and influence policy decisions that benefit our communities and the ecosystem. Additionally, it has allowed me to grow professionally, develop new skills, take on leadership roles that have furthered my career in way I never imagined.
Thank you. And Jay, you did talk about feeling very lucky about the opportunity. Any more you want to say about what it's meant for you to work in the federal government?
Sure. I'll certainly echo what Judy said. It's just a great platform, we've had great resources. Our team is 14 sort of permanent people dedicated to honeybees. So we have great technicians, beekeepers, colleagues as scientists, and administrators. So it's just been that's formed what we can do. You can't do science alone anymore. You need a great team. And so that's been provided by USDA, and it's just kind of led to any chance we've had to make discoveries and to help beekeepers. So it's been just a really fun. I've been there 26 years now, so I've been through many changes, both in people, but also it's been a very steady place to host visitors. We have international visitors and beekeepers who come by. So I've just truly appreciated just the structure of it, in the sense that we have a great team around us and great resources.
Well, thank you both for all your conversation and information and taking the time to join us and share your work with our audience. It was an interesting and enlightening conversation, and anybody who wants to read more details about some of the science behind what Jay and Judy have done can go to our website and find servicetoamericametals.org and find a profile on their work. So, and congratulations once again on being named the People's Choice Award winners. It's an honor.
Yeah, thank you so much. It really has been a fun journey the last few months, and we're just surprised and honored that that the bee colony came through and supported us in so many ways.
So all of you who attended, thanks so much for tuning in, and join us back here on August 7th, which is 2 weeks from now, for our next Sammies Summer Series event. And we're going to explore how this year's Sammies nominees are bringing the federal government to the cutting edge of technology. So for the Partnership for Public Service, I'm Ellen Perlman. Take care, everyone.